Hollywood has long faced criticism over claims that some of its most powerful figures took advantage of people chasing their dreams. Many hopeful actors, musicians, and entertainers have entered the industry believing they would get a real chance only to later describe troubling experiences. Names like Diddy, Jeffrey Epstein, Clive Davis, and Ellen have all been surrounded by different public rumors, allegations, or controversies over the years. Now, Terrence Howard has stepped into the spotlight, and he's making it clear that he's not afraid to speak out or challenge powerful people. Never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So, what exactly has Terrence Howard said, and what could it mean for Ellen? That's what we're breaking down in this video. For years, many people have questioned why so few celebrities publicly commented whenever stories or controversies involving Ellen DeGeneres made headlines. That silence has sparked plenty of debate and speculation. According to Howard, the answer may be connected to what he sees as a hidden culture inside the entertainment industry. He has argued that people are often influenced by the environments they grow up in, with unhealthy patterns sometimes being passed from one generation to the next. Because of that, he says he tries to respond with compassion instead of only anger while sharing his views. Howard mentioned controversial figures such as Ellen Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein to support his broader opinion that human behavior is often shaped by life experiences and learned patterns rather than appearing out of nowhere. Shining back is just another wave of the universe looking, even Epstein, all of them, what one human being does, all human beings are doing. Because we're just really what happens in the sea over here. We don't say this wave, just interesting thing to say. What if one human being does so, meaning someone taught Epstein, someone taught when I had Suge Knight on Suge Knight, said who did he say that Todd did he gave a name, a Quincy?
No.
Was it Quincy? Clive Davis. Clive Davis. Yeah, he said Clive Davis. Clive Davis. Yeah, he talked about that, what Clive did early on. And Howard suggested that the same idea could apply to Ellen. In his opinion, people don't develop their personalities in isolation, and public images don't always tell the whole story. He questioned whether the kind image many viewers saw on television matched what was happening behind the scenes, adding another layer to the ongoing debate. So, why did so few people in Hollywood speak out about Ellen DeGeneres for so many years? It wasn't necessarily because nobody noticed concerns or heard stories. Many believe it was because Ellen had built one of the strongest reputations in entertainment. She wasn't just a popular talk show host. She was widely known as America's nicest celebrity, giving away cars, surprising families with life-changing gifts, supporting charities, dancing with her audience, and even receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom. In a career spanning 3 decades, Ellen DeGeneres has lifted our spirits and brought joy to our lives as a stand-up comic, actor, and television star. In every role, she reminds us to be kind to one another and to treat people as each of us wants to be treated. At a pivotal moment, her courage and candor helped change the hearts and minds of millions of Americans, accelerating our nation's constant drive toward equality and acceptance for all. Again and again, Ellen DeGeneres has shown us that a single individual can make the world a more fun, more open, more loving place so long as we just keep swimming. To millions of viewers, Ellen seemed almost impossible to dislike. But then everything changed. Former employees came forward with accounts describing a workplace they said felt very different from the cheerful atmosphere people saw on TV. Reports and allegations about bullying, intimidation, and a toxic work environment quickly spread across the internet. Suddenly, the woman, widely known for her message to be kind, was facing claims that presented a very different public image. How was she mean to you? Like what? Give an example of a day, was it an energy thing? Was she just short with you? I mean, what was exactly? It was like if you didn't pitch in her wheelhouse, then she looked at you like you had just stabbed her puppy. And then there was this process of pushing people out of the circle, and you want to be in the circle because there's a lot of fear going on, and you're in or out. So there's a lot of it didn't really bother me that much, because I'd written on a lot of shows before, and I kind of knew what it was like to have tough bosses. I wrote for Bill Maher.
Sure.
And so I was just tough enough. But then there was these first-time writers who would they used to cry. There was a lot of crying in the hallways.
Wow.
Yeah, just feels like it's not a good energy for a workplace or a show. I feel like you're getting less out of people by treating them like that. I think so. Yeah, for sure. I think in the long run, I think in the short run you might get more, but in the long run people get exhausted. You break them. They can't. And then you hit sweeps, which is like you're working 12, 14-hour days because it's like the ratings months, and then nobody can give anything. And you hit walls. That's when people started asking the big question. How could someone spend decades building the image of the nicest person on television only to see that reputation change so quickly? To understand why so many people ask that, it's important to look back at the beginning of Ellen's career and how she rebuilt her public image after a difficult period. For a while, Ellen's career slowed down, and by 2002, her future in television looked uncertain. Then came the opportunity that changed everything. Pixar cast her as the voice of Dory in Finding Nemo. Reports have said the character was not originally written as a woman, but writer Andrew Stanton believed Ellen's playful, fast-moving way of speaking made her the perfect fit for the forgetful blue tang fish. The choice turned into a huge success. Finding Nemo became one of the biggest animated movies ever released, earning close to $1 billion worldwide and introducing Ellen to a whole new generation of fans. Her family-friendly image quickly became stronger than ever. She followed that success with a well-received HBO comedy special before launching The Ellen DeGeneres Show in 2003. Jennifer Aniston, fresh off the end of Friends, appeared as Ellen's very first guest, and viewers immediately connected with the show's upbeat style. Instead of focusing on celebrity drama, the program became known for games, dancing, surprise, music moments, giveaways, and emotional stories that left audiences smiling. It became the show many people watched when they wanted something positive and entertaining. The formula worked incredibly well. Millions of people tuned in every day. The show collected dozens of Emmy Awards during its early years, and Ellen became one of the biggest names on television. By the mid-2000s, she wasn't just successful, she was everywhere. But as her popularity continued to grow, some reports suggested that not everything behind the scenes matched the cheerful image viewers saw on screen. Over the years, several writers who had worked on Ellen's earlier sitcom claimed she could be demanding behind the scenes. According to their accounts, if she disliked a joke, she would reportedly stare at the writers and ask why they kept bringing her material she didn't think was funny. Those claims received little public attention at the time. Not long after, another story involving Grace and Chance would surface, becoming one of the lesser-known controversies connected to Ellen. She was so inspired by Grace and Chance. She started a record label that she named 11 to 11. And Grayson Chance was the first person signed to her. From the outside looking in, this looked like a match made in heaven. This boy had been scouted from YouTube and caught the attention of Ellen DeGeneres, and she started a record label just for him and was going to propel his career. But in reality, Grayson Chance would come out years later and share that in reality, his time working with Ellen was nothing less than traumatic. Grayson has described Ellen as manipulative and opportunistic. Grayson has also shared that he believed that Ellen wanted him to be her Justin Bieber. Ellen discovered Grayson on YouTube, similar how to Justin Bieber had been discovered. Grayson had the kind of Justin Bieber haircut when he was discovered. Both young male vocalists. Justin Bieber was scouted very young, just like Grayson. Ellen thought she found her cash cow when it came to Grace and Chance. She thought she was going to be the one responsible for finding and propelling the next Justin Bieber in the music industry. Has said that Ellen was extremely controlling of every aspect of his career while he was working with her. Ellen did not have the experience, the knowledge, or the know-how on how to propel a child into the music industry on the same level as someone like Justin Bieber. After the release of Grayson's second album, and the album underperformed, Grayson has reported that Ellen completely ghosted him. She would not answer the phone. She wouldn't reach out to him. She did not want to work with him at all. She just ghosted him. Grayson would later return to The Ellen Show in 2019, which he describes as a very awkward and staged encounter. Around the time when Grayson had decided to speak up and come forward about his experience working with Ellen, other people also began to come forward and share their experience. Another moment that drew attention involved comedian Hassan Mina. During an interview, he politely corrected Ellen on how to pronounce his last name, but the exchange became awkward when she continued using her preferred pronunciation. The clip quickly spread online and sparked plenty of discussion among viewers. Then there was Taylor Swift, particularly awkward instance. Ellen was playing a game with Taylor in which Taylor was supposed to identify all of the men whom she had dated or had relations with. During the game, Taylor Swift was visibly uncomfortable on the verge of tears, asking Ellen to stop. And while I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan, I think, music, it's very easy to offer one another decent human respect. And if she was in a situation that she was clearly uncomfortable, Ellen had the power to change that. And she chose not to. And Taylor Swift was most certainly not the only person who fell victim of Ellen doing this. This was kind of her MO. She wants to make her guests feel uncomfortable. She wants to kind of harbor an energy that makes her guests feel like they're being put on the spot. Celebrity or not, media trained or not, there's just certain things you can't prepare for, and there are certain things that happen on that show that just genuinely did not need to happen. Years later, Taylor Swift said some of her appearances on the show had left her feeling anxious. Then came 2020, and everything shifted fast. A single tweet from comedian Kevin T. Reporter set off a wave of online discussion that quickly gained momentum. He wrote, "Right now, we all need a little kindness. You know, like Ellen always talks about, she's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Reply with the craziest story you've heard about Ellen being mean, and I'll donate money to the LA Food Bank." Within hours, thousands of replies poured in. Some stories sounded hard to believe, while others came from people who said they had worked with Ellen or interacted with her over the years. The tweet changed the conversation because so many people were sharing similar experiences at the same time. Soon after, former employees publicly described what they said was a toxic workplace, with several saying they often felt afraid behind the scenes. There was much more to the story, but many commentators viewed this moment as a major turning point for Ellen's public image. Over time, her daytime show came to an end, and her popularity declined. Then another unexpected controversy brought her name back into the headlines. After Sean Diddy Combs was arrested in September 2024 and faced serious criminal charges, many internet users began resurfacing old celebrity photos, interviews, and social media posts connected to him. One of those posts was a lighthearted birthday message Ellen had shared years earlier using a playful nickname. Because Ellen had interviewed Diddy several times and had attended some of his well-known white parties, those old posts spread quickly online. That led to widespread speculation on social media, with some users questioning whether their friendship meant anything beyond a professional or social connection. However, no evidence has publicly established that Ellen was involved in or knew about any alleged criminal conduct connected to Diddy. P. Diddy has interacted with children on The Ellen Show. There's just a conversation to be had about the ethics and the actual safety of doing this. I don't even want my child in the same city as this man. Okay, P. Diddy would go on to Ellen's show. The typical topics of conversation surrounded partying, drinking, women do every night till 6 o'clock in the morning. You don't go to clubs every night. No, I mean I make love a lot. Your new fragrances. Why is it called 3 a.m.m.? Because we all have a story about 3 a.m.m. Cheering, it's in the vicinity of, the time you do bad things. Your party start, let's say like 9:30. Really? That early? Yeah, I could make that. But I think I could think of you of starting a party, like midnight. Like what time will it go till? That's a different type of party. No. It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, and then we have the top 2 floors of the hotel. And then it will carry on there. I have another video that I made of weird interactions of P. Diddy and Ellen whenever Diddy went on to The Ellen Show that you guys can watch if you want to. But in general, this friendship has been widely problematic. And after all the allegations came out against Diddy, Ellen was silent. She did not say anything even after that video came out. Silenced. Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times. And when you have openly shared that that is a close friend of yours and you are silent in the wake of his horrendous behavior and that in fact Ellen and Diddy appeared to have a friendly public relationship over the years. She spoke about him on national television, joked about his famous parties, and indicated that she had received invitations to some of them. Those comments have since been widely shared online as people revisit old interviews in light of later events. To provide more context, here's a clip of Diddy's former bodyguard describing what he claims happened at some of those parties. "I gotta ask you about this party, right, that Diddy threw for Meek Mill. You heard about how the owner, she came out saying that she found used condoms, lubricant, razor blades, powder, blood on the bed sheets. You heard about this?"
No.
What happened is that a Diddy had rented a mansion out for Meek Mill's birthday party, and he had rented it for like a $25,000. I remember we rented one of the shares a mansion out, you know what I'm saying? And that's the day he had fired his cook, but that's a whole another story. You know what I'm saying? It was me, Wolf, Mace, oh. Was Ox staying there? No, just me, Wolf, Mace, Puff, and it was one other person staying in the mansion. But anyway, long story short is that they came recently. This happened long time ago, but they recently just made a statement that they found loads of cocaine. I wonder what they did with the cocaine because they didn't turn it over to the police. They said they found loads of cocaine, razor blades. They said that the sheets were bloody, nasty. They found a whole lot of used condoms. And it was a Diddy party giving in MC Mill's honor for his birthday. I was like, yo, wow. They said it was disgusting the way that they left the place. So I know they got hit with another bill on top of that $25,000 and the different deposits they had to put down for cleanup and all this other stuff. Diddy has also faced public claims from some critics who argue that people around him were reluctant to speak out against him. One example that is often discussed online is Kim Porter. For years, rumors circulated that she had been working on a book that would have shared details about her life and experiences, but those claims have never been confirmed. After Kim Porter passed away in 2018, her death became the subject of widespread online speculation, with some people questioning the circumstances despite the official ruling from authorities. Various theories spread across social media, and some individuals publicly voiced their suspicions. Among those who spoke openly was Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, who shared his own opinions and allegations. Those claims, however, remain disputed and have not been proven in court. I believe that Al knows that Puff has some powerful people around him, and some people doing some things for him that could endanger his life. His life could be in danger. I don't think nobody would be paying for some security if they didn't think their life was in danger. So, I could see Al doing that. I understand why Al is doing that. And I just wish him all the luck. You got to realize, man, Kim's death wasn't even investigated, bro. Her death wasn't even investigated, and it should have been a proper investigation, so all the family members can feel like that there was no foul play in her death. Gone Deal later made additional allegations, including claims about items reportedly present at some of Diddy's parties. Those statements have received significant attention online, but they remain allegations and have not been established in court. The larger point being raised isn't about any single claim, but about what some commentators describe as a recurring pattern in how powerful public figures are discussed when controversies emerge. From there, some online discussions attempted to draw comparisons to Ellen, pointing to the deaths of DJ Twitch and Ellen's former partner, Anhesh. Social media rumors have claimed they were connected to information that could have harmed Ellen's reputation, but there is no verified evidence supporting those claims or linking Ellen to their deaths. Two things that I want to touch on because I know that you guys will eat me up if I don't. And those two things are the passing of Twitch and the passing of Ellen's ex-girlfriend, and very briefly in a nutshell. Twitch was the DJ who replaced DJ Tony on The Ellen Show. And he was also a So You Think You Can Dance alumni. In December of 2022, Twitch was found unalive in a hotel room not far from his residence. It was revealed that Twitch took his own life due to a self-inflicted wound to the head. When Twitch's mother found out that her son had passed away, she was immediately suspicious and believed that someone had harmed him. Twitch's wife, family, and friends all shared that they were not aware that he was struggling emotionally, that he had been depressed, that he was having thoughts of taking his own life. No one had any clue. The family was not experiencing any kind of financial hardships. They had children together. They were in a loving marriage. According to his wife, an autopsy and toxicology revealed that he did not have anything in his system, nor was any kind of foul play thought to be in question. I believe the theory that Ellen had something to do with his passing perhaps comes from the toxic work environment that Ellen cultivated that might have weighed on Twitch harder than others. And being in a hostile work environment will cause anyone to question their worth. I personally do not believe that Ellen had a thing to do with the passing of Twitch. I do have a theory about Twitch's passing, and it more coincides with potentially emotional distress caused by the 7M dance cult that he and his wife were involved in, but that's kind of a whole other story for a whole other day. A few months after Twitch passed away, Ellen's ex-girlfriend, who she dated from 1997 to 2000, and H sadly passed away. Anne and Ellen, while they were together, seemed to have a bit of a toxic relationship. And when the romance eventually ended, Anne was so distraught that she had to spend time in the hospital trying to get her mental health back into a state of equilibrium. On August 5th of 2022, Anne Hayes was driving her Mini Cooper in a neighborhood in Los Angeles when she crashed her car into a home at a high rate of speed just before 11 a.m. After Anne crashed her vehicle into this home, the car went into flames. And shockingly, Anne was not pulled from the car from firefighters until about 11:50. Firefighters were on scene for about 20 minutes before they said they were able to get to and in the vehicle due to all of the smoke. When Anne was pulled from the wreckage, she was shockingly still alive. The stomach-turning video that went viral after Anne passed away was of her sitting up out of a stretcher that medics had put her in as they were wheeling her into an ambulance. And at that time, I cannot even imagine the pain that she would have been in. Anne was taken to the hospital where she fell into a coma and was pronounced to have no brain activity on August 11th of 2020. All of this naturally leads to one big question. Why have so many rumors and theories continued to surround Ellen and other powerful figures in Hollywood for so long? While there has been no verified evidence proving many of the claims circulating online, the ongoing speculation has kept the conversation alive and sparked endless debate. Supporters of Terrence Howard believe his comments are really about the culture of Hollywood and why some people may feel hesitant to speak out against influential figures. Others strongly disagree with his views. As with many high-profile controversies, separating verified facts from rumors is important. What do you think? Is Terrence Howard raising important questions, or do you think the online speculation has gone too far? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends so you don't miss our next deep dive into the biggest stories making headlines. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next.